All right, old school here. Roll the tape.
This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Caranco, and your host, Wes Underwood.
And welcome into the Sports Timeout Podcast brought to you by Jeffersons. Free Fried Pickle Fridays. Be sure to head over for all this season's MLB primetime games, as well as College Baseball World Series for the baseball side and the softball side. Softball, man, we got some good games going on there right now. Texas Tech and Texas going at it this week. And, man, Oklahoma loses. Don't even get me started. I'm not going to talk that until we get to the World Series, though, because there's a lot to talk about there. But, be sure to go visit Billy and his crew, grab some wings, get a drink, celebrate with your friends all May. Great spot to hang out. And, well, actually, creeped up on me. We're in June now. A lot happening in the last couple weeks, that's for sure. But then while you're at it, go check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin if you're looking for that brighter, straighter smile, or just want to look fresh for the beach this season, or, summer in general. Be sure to schedule your appointment today at 417-622-0404. They also offer Invisalign. I wonder if they can put an Invisalign on their new baby, right? Oh, wait, there's no teeth yet. Never mind.
Teeth. Yeah, the
No
baby
teeth yet.
teeth.
Don't listen to me, Blake. I don't know anything about dental, right? And last but not least, don't forget to check out TeeTime in Web City. Be sure to reserve your spot to play some golf, pickleball, or cornhole. They'll have tournaments coming up soon, I guarantee it. And if not, just head out there with your friends and catch the NBA Finals going on that we're getting ready to talk about on the big screen over there. And, chill with your friends. Have a good time. Enjoy the finals. Or, if you want, College World Series, Softball World Series, you name it. They can do it on the big screen.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, yes.
Let's go home.
But also good place to have a fun activity for team building, and they are the spot for your summer fun. And then half price bay rentals on Tuesdays. And if none of that intrigues you, get in there for an iced coffee. Their coffee is bar none in this area. It's a really hidden gem, and they're not a coffee shop, but they do serve it. So go check that out. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe and follow button on YouTube. And, how's it going?
Going good. It reminded me, this is it's kind of creepy, but look up this. You ever looked up the X-ray of a baby's skull?
I have not.
Because they have, that second layer of teeth. And so when you look at the X-ray, it just looks like this shark full of teeth instead of a skull because they have the second layer ready to come down. Like, oh my gosh, that's inside of a baby is just there's extra teeth in there.
It's probably why they chomp down on you so hard all the time.
Yeah, because they have extra teeth ready to.
My 2-year-old's always.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care if I lose one. I got a second pair right up here.
I know they're there.
And it's one of those things where you always knew that, but seeing an X-ray of it is creepy. Of like, oh yeah, there's just 2 racks of teeth there. Anyways, I'm sure Blake knew all about that, but
but
I'm doing good. But I'm doing good.
It's good. Yeah. Just dodging weather here. Finally done with all the weather out in your neck of the woods.
Oh yeah, I mean, for whatever the weather can be in Los Angeles, it was hot. We have weird spurts of hotness here.
Yeah.
A little California update for Missourians is that it's like you would think, oh, it's just always hot because it's California, but really it's like usually it's like in the 70s, and then all of a sudden there's just a 2-day stretch where it's like almost 100, and it's like, whoa, I wasn't planning for this. And my air conditioner's not working, and now it's 100 degrees, and then it goes back down. So it's like those are our versions of bad weather is when it's like all of a sudden 100 degrees, and you're like, why am I huffing and puffing just walking to my car? And
don't mind me, guys. I'm from Missouri.
I'm used to snow.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like it always is, sunshiny.
Fair enough.
Summertime.
Well, getting into that summer mood. I mean, NBA playoffs are always there, and that's brought to you by Black Eagle Apparel. They do custom apparel and jerseys for any team, any sport at the best prices. They are the official merch provider of the Joplin Outlaws, and this hat is one of theirs from the Sports Timeout podcast. They do our t-shirts for us, our hats, our hoodies. I don't know if anybody's seen those, but they're pretty sweet. And hopefully they'll get on board with Sam and his crew over there at the Comets FC. I know Capelli's got them, but they might be able to throw some warm-ups and stuff in there too. But
Mm.
visit their website at blackeagleapparel.us and be sure to subscribe to their mail list and get 25% off your first purchase. So, all right, let's get to it. NBA Finals. And, well, game one,
Hmm.
OKC looked pretty dominant for the most part. How do you
Yeah.
think this series ends up faring out?
I think good. It's funny. You like to play it as if we know the results, but I'll just say right now they're up by 12 in our reality. Thursday, however, I think OKC is going to fairly win this. Um, or should how can I word that with better verbiage? I think they're going to win this fairly, um, because they're just a bad matchup for the Pacers. I mean, I'm not the first person to say this, but I don't even think it's just like, oh, OKC is good and the Pacers are not as good. But I think it's literally there. Even if the Pacers were a dominant team,
Yeah,
the way OKC plays just a bad matchup for the Pacers. And so I'm interested to see what adjustments. I mean, Rick Carlisle, the coach for the Pacers, has been on one this playoff, so maybe he has some kind of crazy adjustment. OKC still is technically young.
yeah,
I still think they're not like, I don't know. I had to give props to Shea, but in the back of my brain still doesn't think of him as like a super duper star, you know? So there's always that element of like, well, if you don't have a super duper star on your team, it's possible that you just get outplayed by somebody because, maybe Shea just doesn't show up for one game or he doesn't get called for free throws and all of a sudden the games are close. So there's always that element, but from what we've seen and how historic their season has been, it would be
yeah.
very surprising for the Pacers to win this. But well, what are your thoughts on the mid-market thing too? Because I feel like no
Oh,
one actually cares about that. I mean, not only because we're from small market
yeah,
state, but it's like I don't think people actually care that, oh, the three big cities of Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles aren't in it, so now I don't care. I feel like that never happens.
I
I'm
mean,
not
I
sure how
feel
many
like
people.
OKC's got a good enough fan base that they're always going to be rowdy and they're going to
Oh
talk
yeah.
and they're going to support their
Well,
team
no,
because
that's
there's
well, that's the
literally
thing.
nothing in Oklahoma except OU.
Well, no. The argument is people in New York, Los Angeles, for some reason, people aren't going to care because it's not a big city. But I feel like that's just not true. I feel like, for one thing, the bigger basketball markets are in these big cities,
Yeah,
like more people in Los Angeles, and New York probably talk about the NBA more than people that I grew up with in Mount Vernon, right? The
for
NBA
sure.
is just not a talked about thing. But now that there's OKC, they do. So if anything, they're still going the coastal teams are still going to, I mean, the coastal cities are still going to talk about the NBA.
Yeah.
And now you have these other teams that's like people in Indiana are like, oh, I gotta watch the finals now. My team's in it. So I think it's actually the reverse of what we think. That it'd be one thing if one argument could be that they're just kind of two not that exciting teams, and that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's because they're two Midwestern teams. I think it's just
Well,
because they both are kind of odd finals teams with
I
not a
mean,
super duper star on them.
Indiana's a fairly basketball state. I mean,
That
Hoosiers,
too,
come
yeah.
on. So,
Exactly, yeah. No, I never really understood. I mean, for one thing, it's happened in football all the time, where the Chiefs play the Buccaneers
yeah.
in the Super Bowl, and no one's like, "Oh, the Tampa Bay and Kansas City, it's small markets." Now, granted, I
When
know
Tom
football is
Brady's
big.
here, he's all of our market.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I think that matters more than like if the Pacers had Luka Doncic and the Thunder had, I don't know, LeBron James and Jokic, big stars. That matters more, I think, than the fact that New York didn't make it. Now no one's gonna care. It's like I feel
For
like people
sure.
are intrigued by NBA players, and also these players are not from these cities,
True.
which always makes me
Yeah.
laugh. But where it's like most of these players are probably from
I
like
mean, Kevin Durant was
Chicago.
probably the closest to Oklahoma City when he played there.
I mean, he's born in Washington though. But yeah, I see what you're
Well,
saying.
he played in Texas, though. Close
Oh yeah,
enough.
yeah. That's true. Yeah, yeah. But
Tarantula.
yeah,
Not so
but
much anymore.
yeah, but you're right. Anyways, so I've always felt that way. Now, am I like over the moon excited to watch the finals? No, but I think it's just more so because I was in a weird zone with the Mavericks after we traded Luca,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
man.
and then the Bucks had their injury, and my sister works for them, and so it was kind of I was kind of tuned out for a little bit, and then it was just kind of like, oh, the two teams where the stars I don't really believe are superstars, being Tyrese Halliburton and Shea Gilgeous.
Yeah.
They're like the two biggest, not overrated, but just two biggest. Like I just can't get it in my head yet that they're actually superstars. I only think of them as like great players. It's kind of like when remember that year where Trey Young and the Hawks went to like the Eastern Conference Finals. And there was a small moment there where like, see, Trey Young is like, actually, he's better than Luca. See, they stole that trade, and then that quickly
Yep.
faded away. Now the Pacers have done this 2 years in a row technically now, but there's still a part of me that's like, I don't fully believe that these players are on the level of like Kevin Durant in his prime or LeBron in his prime or
Oh, for sure.
Jokic or Luca. It's like that's I think that's why it's less exciting, more so than the fact that it's Oklahoma. I think it's kind of more exciting that this team that only exists because of Hurricane Katrina,
Yeah.
right? And then still the weird, I feel like it's unbelievable this doesn't get talked about more, but they literally
It's
just were
true.
had to be temporarily housed in Oklahoma City because that was the only available spot during Katrina. The fan base was so good that they were just like, we'll move a team here. And so
Yeah. I mean,
Oklahoma
they've
City,
been wanting it
Oklahoma,
forever, so
and Oklahoma City now just has this professional team that could win a championship. So it's kind of a crazy
yeah.
story that if Katrina wouldn't have happened, this team would probably still be in Seattle. Anyways, so I'm rooting for the Thunder just because it's technically our local team from, if
Oh,
you're from
yeah, I'll go
Joplin,
Thunder. Even though I'm a Bulls fan, I'll go Thunder.
well, why would that, aren't the Pacers in the Bulls division, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, that's why
Shouldn't
I'm
go for,
going Thunder. I'm
okay, okay.
not a division guy.
In the NBA, it's a little different. Yeah, no one really talks about
Yeah.
conference maybe, but not really division. Uh,
I'm definitely an OKC.
yeah,
Have been, I mean, when they moved there, I appreciated what they did and how they treated the community and stuff like that.
yeah.
And they've just been a staple here now. So,
Yeah, yeah, they were lucky to have Durant from the get-go.
yeah,
So it kind of made it where it wasn't like it's not like the Hornets right now where they're just perpetually on this like train at the bottom where they can't get anything going. It's like
sure.
Oklahoma City's it hasn't really had a lot of down, you know, games for being, a spin-off team in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's not really because of the players, but just because of Oklahoma City. I'm rooting for Oklahoma City.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Yep,
I'll go for them too. I think they pull it out.
me too.
Man, I want to give my prediction, but I don't, I want to wait on that.
OKC in five. That's
You're
mine.
going five.
I think Pacers steal one.
I want to go six. I'll go six.
Okay. Winner gets $500 cash.
Yeah. A trip to
Paid for by
Jefferson.
Blake.
No.
Blake, if you're listening, you owe us $500 if we guess this one.
That's our treat to you for your newborn baby.
Yeah, that's your treat. You get to pay us money.
And if we're both wrong and it's 4-0, okay.
Ooh, that's true. Yeah, we're not paying you anything, but you dodged a bullet, but
All right, next up we move into baseball and we talk Kansas City Royals and their
ooh,
rookie outfielder Jac Calgone
Jack.
and or Caglione, excuse me. And I mean, got a pair of first out of the way in St. Louis on Thursday during the day game, and I mean, got it off Miles Michaelis as well. Hit it to the right field corner, got his first hit, double, and scored Salvador Perez in the fourth inning of the first game of that doubleheader. And, I mean, a lot of people are already out there just doubting him and downing him. And I want to throw up something real
Don't
quick.
throw up.
Yeah. Well, I want to throw out something real quick. Jackson Holiday went 0 for 4 in his MLB debut, correct? So
Mm.
we're all doing this and we're making fun of a guy like the St. Louis broadcasting crew was making fun of, and I guess that's Chip Carey's way. I mean, he's, I believe, the son of Harry Carey. And I
Mhm.
mean, for him to make fun of him in his debut, though, and just say, oh, your bat's not strong enough for the field power here in the MLB. And I'm just kind of like, okay. And then after that, the Royals ended up putting up a 7-run inning and winning the game. And I was just like, maybe he should just continue to do that. But Holiday was in Stillwater, Oklahoma to do his career for college and then ended up with Baltimore and Currently bats 228, but he's praised upon heavily. He's also younger than Caglione. He's 21. Cags is 22. And just because Jackson Holiday has a name, he's in the bigs. Can he hit? Well, I mean, yeah, he's doing decent. He's batting 228. I don't know what his statistics are as of late, but he's on the big league squad. He does his thing. He's a great fielder. He does what he needs to in the field, and that's exactly what Caglione does for the Royals. And a lot of people are making fun of this. A lot of people are just saying rude things about it. I mean, maybe it's just St. Louis, but also I've seen some other big names just kind of dissing him a little bit, and you got to give the guy a chance.
Oh
He
yeah.
can't be worse than Bubba Starling. He can't be worse than, goodness gracious. I mean, MJ Melendez, let's be honest. He might be raking it in AAA right now. He might have fixed what he's got going on, but MJ wasn't great until last season. He fixed something. Then he came out this year and did horrible and has really been an okay fielder, but just a terrible hitter. And they were raving about him when he was coming up. But I think Caglione is definitely different than that. He's not Bubba Starling, and he is not MJ Melendez. He's not exactly Bobby Witt Jr. He could be, but I think that with his arm, he's a tool player. And if it doesn't work out in the outfield and it doesn't work out at the plate, we can always revert him back to a pitcher at this age. I mean, being 22. And I like the fact that he pitched and he played the field while he was in college. And he's got a lot of presence. Stand-up guy, gave his first hit ball to his dad after that. And I mean, just you got to love it, and you got to love him for that. So Royals go out and find these good guys, and it's great to see on the field and off the field. So,
Oh yeah.
any
And,
other
and
thoughts?
oh yeah, and it was kind of exactly I think it was the energy they needed. I think it was the right time to bring him up.
Yeah,
There's some
runs
weird argument.
galore.
Yeah, yeah, well that and like that was kind of the Royals thing the past couple months was one of the best pitching staffs, can't really get a lot of runs going. And then so you bring in this guy that, I think you were silly to think like the first 3 games he was going to have 5 home runs. I mean, it's like
I know.
it's going to be a slower start, but I think this is the right time to bring him up, get him geared up for the playoff run, and it was exactly the spark they needed. And when you have somebody that's playing so well in AAA, I think it's where he was last.
Yeah,
That I think it's good to keep off that energy so he has the confidence to kind of come in and be like, I'm just going to keep doing what I was doing,
for
and
sure.
uh, and we'll see what happens. I think it's the right move. And like you said, there's people younger than him that have made the jump, so it's not like the 17-year-old coming up. I mean, heck, the Mavericks drafted a guy who just turned 18 in
Yeah.
December. He's born in 2006, so yeah,
Yep.
these I think it's possible.
And then I mean, you get your once in a generation player and guys like LeBron who do make a difference in the league I mean, I'm going on a limb here and I'm getting hot-headed at the moment, but I mean, is he the best? Is he the greatest? No. There's multiple guys who have done the game better than him. And look, a lot of people say that Michael Jordan still doesn't have the scoring, but look what Michael Jordan did. Michael Jordan did his thing and won 3 times, retired twice, 2 to 3 times, I think, actually, 2 times. And then his third was his final. Retired, came out of retirement, and was still able to put up the points that he did per game. And while he was with the Wizards, I think that time frame was what, right after, I think I read an article a while back that said that was right after the 9/11 attacks, and it kind of helped boost America. He was able to come rebrand basketball. He went to DC, played for the Wizards, was able to make some people happy, get their minds off some things, and just the list goes on. But I mean, that caliber though, we don't know. Maybe, but crazy. And I'm
Yeah.
excited for him. Not just as a fan, even if I wasn't a Royals fan, I'd still have the respect for him because he got there in faster time. The last Royal to do it, Bo Jackson. So we'll see.
And he was a great football player.
That too.
That's all he's known for.
He was a
And if
dual
I heard you
sport.
right, you said Jack is going to be Michael Jordan. So wow, that's crazy. That's if I
Somewhere,
heard you
yeah, somewhere in
right.
there.
Okay.
Maybe not Jordan caliber, but
Okay.
Should be
Okay.
pretty close.
Yeah.
Maybe a Scottie Pippen.
Also unrelated, I do kind of believe that you're not gonna like this as a Bulls person, but I do kind of believe in the idea that those 2 years where he was off playing baseball made it easier for him when he came back for the following three
Oh,
championships.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because it's like he had basically had 2 years of rest. I mean, he was playing
He
technically,
sat the
but
bench a lot too.
yeah, yeah, and baseball is different when you know. So it's kind of like he got a 2 years rest and then came back fully energized, and that's kind of he still had to go and win three championships, but that is a little bit of like that makes it's not like he won six in a row. It's like winning three, stopping for 2 years, and winning three.
That
A
second
tad
three
easier.
though was very
Oh
impressive.
yeah, again, this isn't like, and that's why secretly he's not good, but that is a slight mark of like that if LeBron took a 2 year gap, would things have been different for some things?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways,
Well, he
unrelated.
did. He's torn his ACL. He's hurt his legs.
He actually never
He
gets
likes to
injured.
sit out games at random when he's angry.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now that he's a little bit older, he does that. But he's the rare guy that
He
has.
likes to read books.
That's who was that?
Hey, AJ Brown, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, AJ Brown. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, but
On
yeah,
that segue.
I'm rooting for Jack.
All right. Yeah, same here. On that segue, we'll move on into the NFL, and football season is
Oh
approaching,
yeah,
and super excited for that. But I mean, I don't always like talking Aaron Rodgers, but this one's pretty big, and it happened Thursday, and four-time MVP quarterback is coming to those who
Steelers.
wait and wait and wait. Oh, wait, he's back again.
Yeah,
He's pulling a not Brett Favre, I guess. Vikings didn't want him.
yeah, close. It was close.
And then just how everything went down with his Jets discussion and how he bashed him on TV and just other teams. And then, hi, I'm Mike Tomlin. What was, oh, yeah, what's up, dude? And just out of the blue, signs it 80 days since the start of free agency, 70 days after Rodgers visited the Steelers, which is why we all thought this wasn't going to happen. Well, I guess he got what he wanted. He sat out minicamp and then finally made his decision. And he's been linked with the Steelers throughout the offseason, especially after, Russell Wilson leaves, Justin Fields leaves, Mason Rudolph is their is their guy right now. And I guess Aaron Rodgers is a step up from Mason Rudolph, but
Yeah, I think if you're a Steelers fan, what a weird situation. I would. Wouldn't you much? I mean, for one thing, technically he's a step up over, yeah, Mason Rudolph and whoever they're back. Like, at least they're not going into the season like I don't know. But I personally, especially as a secondary Jets fan who just experienced the Aaron Rodgers experience, what I don't really understand why this is the avenue to go because I feel like the worst situation you can be in sports, and I'm not the first person to say this, but is to constantly be in the middle where you don't get the high draft pick, you can't tank, but you're clearly not good enough to actually win a Super Bowl.
yep.
And I've heard a couple of Steelers fans say this, where it's like, this is the perfectly not fun zone because I can't go into the season looking up draft people like, ooh, we might get Arch Manning this season. But I also can't go into the season thinking to myself, we're going to win the Super Bowl because
Yeah.
that would be delusional. So it's like this perfectly not fun zone where it's like, what do I root for? Like everybody gets injured and we tank by accident.
Yep.
Our coach is almost too good for that. So that there has to be a point where they pull the plug and just like, all right, we're trading everybody, we're getting draft picks, we're going to tank or not get a 41-year-old quarterback who, as we've seen, is just not himself anymore. Is he a step up? Yes. My bet would be he's going to have like two good games in November,
Yeah.
kind of similar to what he did with the Jets, where it's like, and like this always happens to the Steelers, where it's like the Steelers, their defense is playing well, and with Rodgers, are they secretly a great team? And then it's going to hit playoff time, and they're going to lose by 30 to the Bills, and we're going to be like, oh yeah, they're not actually a playoff team, which is my prediction. So I
Just
think
like the
it'll.
Browns with Joe Flacco.
And yeah, you know what? Speaking of the AFC North, I hope they steal a game against the Bengals or something, or steal a game against the Ravens, a division rival game, and Rodgers has his best game of the year against the Ravens. That'd be fun just to help the Chiefs out.
Yeah.
But in general, it's like I'm so bored of even like I know he wants us to care about him so much
Oh,
that
for sure.
he loves this drama of who am I gonna go to that I hate even talking about it. But I'm more so thinking from the Steelers' perspective, if you're a fan of like I guess thank God we're not going into the season with Mason Rudolph, but maybe it would have been better to tank with Mason Rudolph than to maybe win a couple extra games, but then we get the 17th pick and we just right back where we started.
Maybe go back
But
and get Kenny Pickett.
yeah, then you have to get those kind of caliber guys or trade way up, maybe do what the Chiefs did and just get lucky that a player dropped. Still can't believe that happened. That Mahomes just, anyways.
Bum, bum,
Uh,
bum.
which that's what I'm more excited about.
Destin.
I'm not sure about you, but I've so gotten past the Super Bowl kind of like I blacked out from the NFL. I tuned out from the NFL for like probably a month after the Super Bowl. Not even
Fair enough.
because like not because I was in such malaise, but it was just kind of like I don't even want to hear about people talking about the Chiefs, and I'm just going to tune out. But now that the draft happened, I loved our draft, and now I'm on Twitter watching clips of OTAs of Josh Simmons, doing warm-ups. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm back, baby.
Rasheed Rice today stepping out there.
Yeah, Rasheed Rice is doing awesome. It's like, ooh, he looks good again. And it's like I'm right back with my like just almost sadly
You coming
watching
back for summer
me.
for a little bit?
Yeah, I will for a little bit. Yeah, not as long as I usually do, but I'll be back. Yeah,
You got to come July and you and I go up and your dad
training
go up
camp.
to training camp.
Yeah, well, that's in August too, right?
Starts
Yeah,
July.
yeah, it starts July. Then that's like my new tradition. Actually, is going. I tell people you
So
really,
good.
if you want to like, and also if you want to experience like being around players,
Yeah.
like when you go to a game, you're so far away and there's so many people and there's security everywhere that, that it's so weird. You go to a training camp and it's like Mahomes is like 10 feet away from you.
Yep.
You're standing by like not even gates or anything. You're just standing by like a track. It's,
For
it's kind
sure.
of, so I always say it's like if you want a kind of really up close experience, it's granted it's not a game, but you're just standing 10 feet away from Pacheco, 10 feet away from these plays happening. And so that's my new thing now. Instead of going to a game, me and my dad love going to
Oh,
training camps. Yeah, yeah,
so
we
worth
should
it.
do that. And it's
So
fun. Yeah,
worth
I
it.
go up to St. Joseph. I have family there.
Yeah.
Um, but even if you're listening from another city, I'd recommend if you pay too much for tickets because you want your kid to get something signed, it's like you
Yep.
actually probably have a better chance at training camp than you do at a game.
100%. Especially when it's one of those 120-degree days. All right, practice is done. Go sign what you want and get out.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good tip actually. They're probably not going to practice as long, but they feel bad that people are there, so they'll
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, on that note, we go ahead and head into the Footy Forum, and that's brought to you by the Corner Kick in Neosho. Be sure to stop by the Corner Kick located at 1411 Blue Oak Lane, Suite C, Neosho, Missouri. They have the largest soccer store in Southwest Missouri, as well as their store in Northwest Arkansas, and then in the southeastern Kansas area and northeastern Oklahoma. Be sure to check them out Tuesday through Sunday for your football needs, and well, we'll go ahead and talk Wednesday's matchup against Bartlesville. Everything looking good. Comets FC returned home. Atmosphere was great. Fans were almost sold out. Views online were good. We got up to about 250, 215 total while we were live streaming. That was probably some Bartlesville fans as well because we posted the link for that. Um, and then the commentary we put behind it, and just if you go back and catch that game and just what we talked about on the podcast last week, it all came to fruition. Like they were able to slow them down. They were able to read them well. Comets FC was able to do this with Bartlesville, and it was just a fun game through the whole thing. And then everything happened within the last probably 2 minutes of the match after they go down early. Bartlesville FC Bartlesville just does their thing and they play keep away, but then Joplin Comets end up earning a free kick and perfectly placed, just goes over the keeper's hand, Iker Gonzalez, and just lands right in the right spot, kicked it in. Khalid gets the goal and just everybody erupting. The booth's going, the fans are going, literally 30 seconds left on the play clock, and we honestly didn't know that because it was stoppage time, and at 2 minutes we have to stop the clock. About 6 minutes is what I counted on stoppage time, and about the final 30 seconds after the celebration, get back on defense. Just a wrong deflection, and then an absolute banger by Eker for them, and or excuse me, Ivan for them, and just was able to place it in the right spot at the right time. Phenomenal game, phenomenal season at home. To go undefeated with one loss up to that point was great, and they did Joplin well this year and still have plenty of time left. Just a beautiful match to see. Yeah, hang your heads high, not low after that one. But Comets FC though now sit at 8 games total played. They are at 4-2-2. One game left. They will take on Side FC in a rematch. Side FC has 7 points, so they'll be the 4 seed for sure. Um, Top four go to the playoffs and play each other. So, that being said, we got to focus on the Little Rock Rangers who are dead even with us in points. We didn't earn anything. Little Rock Rangers sit at 14. We sit at 14. And Little Rock has Bartlesville left at Bartlesville, who in the last couple matches have put up 18 at home, and it's been ridiculous to watch. Bartlesville is so good at home that you want that to force them onto the road. And we talked about that on the podcast too. Like, they're a great team at home, but on the road, it's just a different story for them. They allow a goal on the road, but only score 1, 2 to 3 goals. They only scored 3 on the road, except for their match versus Tulsa, where they went up 8-0, and that unfortunately was the match before us. But before that, they were statistically not great on the road, and they were able to come up with something to be on the road and do well. So, but man, wish you could have been here for it, Clint. Like, it was awesome to see,
Yeah.
and just I don't know if you got to see any of it at all. Yeah, I know you saw some posts, but
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw
beautiful.
the yeah, I'm excited for like what it represents for them actually kind of being a fixture in Joplin, which would be really cool. And it helps. Kind of like we were talking about with OKC,
Yeah,
where it was a great start that they were good from the beginning. I kind of feel that way with Joplin that they're, you'd hope that people are fans from the get-go, but for a new league like or a new team like this, I think it's great. So, but yeah, I've heard that like with every game, it just keeps getting more amped up with people, more fans, more excitement. And I think they've done a good job of that. And yeah, I'm excited for it.
absolutely. Same here, same here. All right. Next up, we move into Sporting Kansas City, and Moser and I actually got a chance to catch up earlier in the week with Jacob Bartlett. And, well, take a look. We bring in Sporting midfielder Jacob Bartlett. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me on today.
Yeah, our pleasure. And, well, kind of go over it a little bit for the fans and highlight your career just a little bit here and playing for the team that you grew up loving. And you move away for a little bit, though, play at Notre Dame. What was that experience like for you to get to play college ball for a program that is typically pretty top notch?
Yeah, it was obviously it was a true blessing to be able to play there. I grew up obviously watching my brothers play college soccer and Notre Dame and the Stanfords are schools you dream about going to, and I had the ability to go there, which was amazing. And yeah, it was there's such high level players there, to be honest. I'm still friends with them. I still reach out to them here and there. Great people there, the coaching staff. And really everyone on campus, everyone cares about you. Everyone wants to know what's going on in your life. Yeah, it was a special moment for me being there. So
It's awesome. And after that season there, you come to SKC, you play on SKC 2. What was that transition like for you coming from college to Sporting Kansas City 2? I know that you kind of grew up in academy, but
yeah, I think the second team, the staff here in the first team as well as second team and academy do a great job of helping you transition between academy, obviously college, and coming back and stuff like that. So they do a great job with that, and they're really patient with me, whether it be on the field stuff or off the field, and help me progress. So.
it's awesome. And kind of move into this year now and make the starting squad. What was that feeling like for you when you finally got the nod to be on the first team?
It was definitely, um, you
Dream.
can't put it into words. Yeah, obvious answer is a dream. Um, but yeah, I still can't really wrap my head around it, the position I'm in today. Um, I wish I could slow it down and kind of relive it almost, but
Yeah.
we're halfway through the season. It feels like it's gone in a snap. But it's been quite the journey so far, and I wouldn't trade
And
it for.
and like Wes has said, I mean, you know, going through academy, um, through sporting academy, and then Notre Dame. I mean, you've been prepared for this moment, I would say, to be playing, you know, top team in MLS. Uh, and like I mentioned earlier, being present at one of your games. I mean, your athleticism and skill show on a field that's where you belong. So I mean, it's not, yes, dream come true type of moment, and you want to pinch yourself, but you also, I think, it's good to give yourself credit of that's where you belong. And those, like you said, that staff, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They're picking people, uh, and it's all through that education of those academies.
Yeah, absolutely. I think um, I try to keep myself kind of level. Like
Yep.
every game is a new game. You can't get too high, can't get too low. So finding that balance has been good for me. So
It's awesome. 14 games into this season for you, just a little under halfway through this season now. What's your mindset as you enter the second half?
yeah, I think obviously we'd love to pick up momentum. The win last weekend was massive,
Yeah.
or this past weekend. But the this month has been tough. We've had a bunch of games in a short span of time, and the guys have been grinding it out. We got some good ties on the road, and hopefully we can get another win coming up in LA as well as finish before our short break back home. So I think yeah, just trying to build as many points. Just good results before the break, heading into the second half of the season. The spirits are high here, and everyone's buying um, into what Kerry wants us to do, and I think we can get it going for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and continuing to talk season at hand, you all go 2-3-1 over the month of May, and then 4-3-3 in the last 10 matches. You all have been able to grab 15 out of 30 points in that span. What have you seen over the last 10 games that's helped this team earn better results?
Yeah, I think it's our willingness to grind out results. I think you've seen our backline's been as well as John. They've been
Yeah,
unreal. The back four and John. Yeah,
Solid line.
they've kept us in huge games and help us get massive results. So
Yeah.
as well as the attacking side, we've had our front line and midfield step up. Manu's been unreal as well as Decky and Daniel and all them. But everyone's stepping up when they need to, and it's in the crucial moments, and it's really helped us. So
And you mentioned it too. I think that you guys are, everybody collectively is, it looks like is buying in to,
yeah,
let's pick it up. It's time to pick it up now. We can't wait till after mid-season to pick it up. We got to do it before and hopefully carry that momentum into the end of the season. And I mean, if you guys keep doing what you're doing, you're looking to, you know, push into the top five for sure.
absolutely. I think everyone in the locker room believes that. It's just um, we just need to go out and do it. So.
Yeah, for sure.
and you kind of touched on a little bit, all that being said, and then you guys heading to LAFC this Saturday. Well, what's
Yeah.
the team's mindset after that game versus Houston?
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously away games are huge. To get points on the road is massive. To get 3 points is very good. And to be honest, the mindset doesn't change. LFC are a great team. They just qualified for the Club World Cup. They have, to be honest, a decent amount of momentum coming in the game as well.
Yeah,
But for us, it's going in there with full confidence and no fear. To be completely honest, that we can and will go get 3 points. So that's kind of the mindset for us.
it's awesome. It's awesome. All right, last question
Yeah.
here.
Can I touch base real quick on that
Yeah,
with the
go for it.
LAFC? I think that's exactly what, you know, collectively as sporting, you guys got to do is take advantage of their momentum. They might have the momentum, but it's for a completely different thing. They're not looking at you guys as a threat when really that's exactly what you are. And I think there's a huge opportunity for 3 points in LA.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And then last question, always end on kind of a fun one. So ready for that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. If you could trade places with any other athlete in any sport for one day, who would it be and what would you do?
Wow.
That's a solid
Uh,
question there, Wes.
wow. I would, that's tough. Oh, shoot. I don't know. That's a tough one. I
You're
would say,
you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings.
I think I'm a big golfer. I love to play golf in my free time. So I maybe go Scotty Scheffler. He just had a big win on the weekend.
There you
So
go. There you
that
go.
was
He's been killing it lately too.
but yeah, he's pretty incredible.
Solid. That's a solid answer
Solid choice.
too.
Solid choice.
I
All right.
think I think actually it's a solid answer too because I think most other athletes would be like, "Oh, I'd rather be on the golf course."
Yeah. It's I picked up
That's
golf during COVID, and it's something you can kind of get your head off of. It's nice and peaceful. So
Yeah.
love it.
That's definitely a brain I'd like to pick for sure.
There
yeah,
you go.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, appreciate your time and good luck this weekend and take care.
Thank you so much, guys.
Hey, keep it up, buddy.
Thank you. We're going.
Kill it.
Great stuff out of them. Glad that they're back on the streak that they're on. Can't wait to watch that matchup. And I mean, just what they've been able to do in their last few matches has just been super, super impressive and very encouraging if you're a fan. But Sporting Kansas City looks to be turning it around at the right point, and I hope that that is the case because now they could halfway through the season could be a potential playoff, like barely making it in, maybe within the bottom two seeds, but they should be able to do something. But I'm excited for them. Any thoughts on them?
No, I think they're what were you saying in terms of you think it's going to go well?
Yeah, I mean, just how they've been playing lately and being able
Yeah.
to score more goals, putting up 15 points out of 30 available is nothing to shake your head at, and it's been phenomenal to see.
Yeah, I think so
So,
too.
all right, moving on. We go to the NWSL and we talk Kansas City Current. They'll be back in action this weekend, and they'll take on
Orlando.
the 9 seed Gotham FC.
Uh,
And don't put it past Gotham because they're a team that can strike at any moment and do some things. They do have 12 points on the season, and they do have 3 wins on the season as well, but they also have the 4 losses. So it's crazy, but Kansas City Current right now, tough schedule to begin with. It's been really rough early on. Maybe it might favor them a little bit down the road. They do lose Cook or Prince or Cook. Man, blanked at the wrong moment. But one of them has a torn ACL and will be out the rest of the season. Chawinga, she just won Player of the Month last month.
yeah.
Things are looking good for her. If they can keep her healthy and she's able to get back into form, it'd be awesome to see there. Current have 22 goals for them, have only conceded 7 goals on this season, and they have 24 points and lead the Wave and are ahead of last year's champion, the Pride, by 5 points. So, I mean, still a thin line, a lot of game to play left in the season, but your top 8 right now, like I could see Gotham getting in, Courage maybe, Bay FC maybe. Bay FC's got a lot. I don't see the Houston Dash getting in. If they do, it'll be a miracle. The Utah Royals, they've got a lot of improving to do. 5 points on the table, and the Chicago Stars, very, very long shot to get the eight spot. But I mean, it's doable with the rest of the season, but I don't see it. But Racing Louisville holds that 8 spot right now, anywhere from the 11 seed up. Bay FC, North Carolina, and Gotham, they could take that 8 spot. Angel City, I mean, they're all tied in points. So Racing Louisville, Angel City, Seattle Reign, they're all tied at 14 right now, but that is Seattle's your 6 Angel City's your 7, and Racing Louisville's your 8. And then from that point up, Portland Thorns, Washington Spirit, Orlando Pride, San Diego Wave. I mean, just the list goes on there on how good those teams have been. I don't foresee the current dropping below the 5 seed, and if they do, something's gone terribly wrong. But I would really hope that they can just continue the rest of the season and be able to keep the number 1 seed and be able to host all their games in Kansas City again, and then
Yeah.
go play the championship wherever it may be this year. It would have been really cool to see it in Kansas City last year. Unfortunately, the Pride were the team to do that, but
Yeah.
list goes on. I'm excited for him. Claire Hutton and Lo Labonta heading up the U.S. women's national team. Um, just doing great things there. I believe they played Jamaica the other day and won that game. It was fun to see. They all actually got to go in and play a little bit of that game. But yeah, just super excited for the rest of the season. Looking forward to going up for a couple more matches. Father's Day, I plan on going up to that match. Yeah, I'm excited for him. Any thoughts on Kansas City Current?
Yeah, I just think 1 seed would be great because, again, for this team, that's the only team that has a arena dedicated to them. It
Yeah,
would be cool to, like, 1 year you host the championship, and the next year you have every playoff game in that stadium. So I think that'd be pretty exciting. And yeah,
for sure.
again, go Mahomes.
Indeed, indeed. All right, on that note, we head into the local sports update. And, that's going to be brought to you by Ghetto Tacos. Get 10% off burritos all day long on Fridays. They do close at 8 p.m., located at 536 North East Street, Webb City, Missouri. Drive-throughs available at 417-717-1261. Get on over there, grab some great tacos, nachos, quesadillas, all that jazz. But yeah, Joplin Outlaws, they return home this weekend, starting today. And right now, Joplin Athletics for the semi-pro teams is doing their thing. Outlaws are in first place right now for baseball. They're currently on a 1-game losing streak. They started off the season at, I believe, 6-1, and they've gone 7-2 since that hot start. And lost one this last game, but looking to rebound tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Tune into their team page for their times. I believe the weekends are 7:30 and then Sunday 6:30 p.m. for those. But Joplin out in front, phenomenal pitching. They got an ace on their staff in Kaylor Darnell, and he's been a local that I've watched grow up since he was in, I think, goodness, 5th grade, and just watching the improvement he's made. And then his cousin Cy, I believe, is on this team as well. Phenomenal arm, plays the field well, did really good for Southern this year, got in the starting lineup and was able to be super hot at the right time. Unfortunately, their season ended, but yeah, go watch them. Be sure to get out there. 6:05 start time on Sundays, and then tonight and tomorrow 7:05 start times out at Joe Becker. Previously power washed Joe Becker, so everything should be cleaner over there for your next visit. Maybe tonight, tomorrow, whatever you do. But yeah, looking forward to that. Glad to see championship sports here in Joplin. I mean, even Joplin baseball was able to make it into the state championship bracket. Webb City was able to make it into the state championship bracket. Carl Junction almost made it in. Carthage did okay this year. Neosho looked good at baseball this year. Just a lot of positives in the area. So I'm excited to see this area start to thrive. And hopefully, Missouri Southern football coming up, hopefully they'll be able to get on that
Yeah, come
train
on.
because I'm excited for them.
We
So
need a revitalization with the MSSU football. That'd be awesome.
absolutely. And women's soccer too. We got to get the women's soccer on the right side of things too. So we go into the 2-minute warning brought to you by Trackside Burgers. They're open at 1515 West 10th Street. Go get some weekend barbecue today. This weekend, also kids eat free on Mondays as long as parents buy an adult meal. Be sure to get over there this week or weekend. Yeah. No high school sports. Track and field season's over. Baseball and softball are over. A lot of travel ball stuff going on, so tune in to all that. There is summer league basketball going on Tuesday nights in the area. Wedge City, Joplin, Carthage, Neosho, Mack County, all the teams around here just playing each other in preseason. So be sure to go check all that out. And well, for this week's episode, take care and stay safe this weekend. Dodge those storms today. Got anything fun planned over there?
No, I just do the acting thing, the Hollywood thing. I am coming back to Milwaukee for my sister's birthday, so not
Nice.
Missouri. But we'll do. Not sure if anybody here has ever went to the Dells. But I'm going to the Dells.
Okay.
I heard it's kind of like a Wisconsin's mini Branson, which excites me. And then so yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then in the summertime when the weather is high, we're doing that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, man. Excited for it. I'm ready to drain the pool. There's been too much rain that we haven't even
are
been
you a
able to do it
griller?
because, huh?
Are you a griller?
Not since it got hailed on and
Oh, really? Yeah,
yeah, my
busted.
my
Yeah,
grill's
that's
busted.
okay. You don't have to be. You can cook hot dogs inside.
I do the cheddar brats. That's what I do.
Ooh, gosh,
And
that
then
sounds good.
yeah, burgers on top of that. Had to make my kiddo a Mexican burger tonight.
What does that mean?
Little Mexican seasoning with some salt and
Oh,
pepper
okay.
and just flip it on both sides after you cook it through. He was complaining that he wanted a burger, so made him one of those.
Uh,
Ate about half of it and then he was done. Wanted the oh, what did we have? Oh, he wanted my taco shells, so he ended up eating the taco shells
that's,
instead.
that's that's a healthy diet of
So
half a burger and a taco shell. Hey, you know what?
hey,
That's a Mexican dinner. That's
it
a Mexican.
is. It
Yeah.
is. But
All right.
well, all right. On that note, take care. Have a good
Bye,
weekend and
everybody. Bye,
see you all next week
Joplin.
on the Sports Timeout. Yeah.
Peace.